Hi, and welcome to my new video. I am so sorry it has taken me forever to finally get to this. I have been very busy the last several months, and I've had a lot of schoolwork to do and college stuff to work on, and just my shooting in general, so I'm going to apologize for that. I'm very sorry I neglected this channel for a while. On the plus side, I started a new channel, all for my little quails, Smushy the Adventure Quail and her sister Princess. You can find them at Smushy the Adventure Quail if you search that up. With that out of the way, I am going to go ahead and get started. So today's video is about what's in my gear bag, what I personally put in my gear bag to help with my shooting. Some of it's the necessary stuff, some of it's just nice to have, some of it is random stuff that is useful at some point in time. So we're going to get started by taking what's in the top pocket of my bag. Well, first we have a set of earplugs, specifically for 22. Side note, my bag is packed, so it's good for both air rifle and 22 rifle, because I shoot both of them. I don't shoot 22 nearly as often as I shoot air rifle, nowhere near, but I do shoot it. So that's what these are for, and there are several other items that are meant for 22. Okay, I'm just gonna pull everything out. Alright, what I'm first going to show you is a bipod. This is in here for both air rifle and 22. Usually I use it in 3P, but if I am at a match where my gun cradle is not allowed, I will use this for all standing as well. That hasn't happened to me very often, but it has happened, so I like to keep my bipod in my bag and not in a gun case, because I use the same bipod for both guns, because I only have one bipod. Another thing I have in here, I'm going to set these aside, is a spare OBI or CBI. These come in handy, again, for both types of shooting, and it's always nice to have a spare on hand. I used to have 2 spares, but then I lost an OBI somewhere, so now I only have 1 spare. I may try and get another one. I have a CMP rulebook. It's sadly outdated now, but, oh, no, this is another journal. My bad. I mean, I think there are rules in here. I'm sorry. The point remains, I have this. It's useful. Or it was useful when I got it, when I was more of a novice. So I still have that. The rest of the stuff in here is a bunch of miscellaneous stickers from my shooting group and pins and various pieces of shooting stuff. This is an old list I had when I was still new to the sport and I was still trying to get used to setting up. It not only gave me a list of the things I needed to have accomplished, but it also helped to encourage me when I was having a rough day. So there's that. I have a spare blinder that I can stick on my gun if I need to, although I think this might be the worn out one. I don't remember. I have a button here, but I think this is one of the ones that was all stripped out and got replaced with a plastic button. I have a chapstick. This is so nice to have, especially in the winter months, like this one, like December. Chapstick. Mine's Coast Guard themed, because why not? That's unnecessary. I have a bunch of pins, like I said, from my shooting career. These past 2 years have supplied me with a plethora of pins. Normally I would put them on my shooting backer, but since my jacket backer, the placard that goes on the back of your jacket, it's seen as to be temporary at the moment. I'm not putting any of my pins on there until I get a more permanent one, like when I go to college. Last but not least, I have a spare ponytail holder. This is the ultimate backup ponytail holder because I usually have one in my hair, and then I probably would have one on my wrist. But if I had to give both of those away, I have this one as a backup because I don't shoot with my hair down unless it is freezing. So that's everything in this top pocket here. I'm going to pack it back up. I'm going to try and make it tidy. This pocket, by definition, though, is going to be a chaotic mess, but I know what everything is in here. If it's going to be chaotic, only have a little bit of stuff in there. Or lots of the same things. It sounds contradictory, but it's really not. Alright, next we're going to have the main area. This big, deep area. Side note, I use an OGO bag, so this is the area I'm talking about, this whole main area. As you can see, we've got some stuff already visible. Yeah, so what we're going to start off with, I guess, is the boots. Absolutely necessary if you're a precision shooter. I don't remember what brand mine are. They say easy on the side, but that tells me absolutely nothing. Nothing there. Nothing. Ah, here's a tag. Oh, Mindle. Mine are Mindle boots. I actually have a pair of insoles in there. You can't see it because the light in here is really bad. But I've got a pair of insoles in here because my feet get terribly sore. Another thing we have in here is my shooting journal. It looks really plain. My previous one was less plain, but I am actually okay with having a plain journal. I keep a few things in my journal, like my pen, my match numbers. I'm not going to turn it around because I don't need y'all to know that. And my latest match overview, stuff like that. My latest match actually didn't go overly well, but that's okay. It was a rough day. Things were all out of whack that entire week, so we also have my sweater. It's a Meyer sweater. They're a really good company, very nice. I have a lot of Meyer stuff. Because my team is sponsored by Meyer. That's important. Okay. We also have my suit in here. So this looks like just my jacket, but if you open it up, you'll see my pants are in there. This is my favorite way to carry my suit in my bag. Simple, easy to get, easy to pull out, easy to open up and get to. It's usually right on top. Then we have my trigger hand glove, another Meyer item that actually needs to be replaced soon because even though it's got a slightly different palm coating, even that's flaking away. So, yeah. I wear through gloves like no one's business. Then another glove, yet again, Meyer. This is my support glove. It goes on the hand that supports my gun. I like to shoot with a fist. There have been times in my life where I shot like this, or I shot like this, or I shot like this. It depends on the gun, where my body is at that point. But for the past 6 or more months, I've been shooting like this, and I've been doing pretty well. That might change soon, as I appear to be having some stability issues, but I don't think that's actually because of my hand position. I think that's something else. Then I have a headband binder. I use this one for most of the year because the headband is a little looser and it keeps my head from getting a headache while I'm shooting. So there's that. Alright, we also have the ruler. This is not a necessity. I've seen precision shooters who shoot without their ruler, but I very much like having a ruler as opposed to not having a ruler. It helps me stay in my position a bit better. Helps me to keep my position consistent throughout different matches in the week. So, nothing difficult. It's a folding ruler that you can get at like Home Depot or a hardware store. You can get it at a hardware store. From what I understand, any hardware store will do. Okay, then we have my hand stop. It's one of the big clunky ones, which I'm actually okay with because my glove is big and clunky, so it's all good. See? Hand stops, pretty necessary, especially if you shoot 3P. Again, this is in my gear bag instead of my gun case because I will use it for both 22 and air rifle. So that's why it's in here. I have a spare sweater in case my good sweater is too gross to be used, is being washed, or in case I have to lend a sweater to somebody. I like to have extras on hand for a multitude of reasons. Alright, this is my pellet box. There shouldn't be any pellets in here. Apologies if there are. No, there are no pellets in here. There are no pellets here. But there is a sight guide. This helps me, especially when I was newer to precision, it helped me to keep my sights, helped me to understand more how my sights work, and now I only look at it if I am completely befuddled, which does happen sometimes. Matches do things to you. So the pellet box is not necessary. I've seen people who shoot without it, but it's very nice to have because, let me pull this back out. You see these? These are where the pellets go, and it helps you to keep your pellets lined up in order. One of the things I like to do is I like to take my sighters from this side, and then I'll have 60 shots all lined up over here to help me. Usually I'll fill all 100 spaces, and I will have an extra line of 10 or so, depending on the way we're shooting a match. I will have at least 6 pellets left over because I shoot a lot of sighters. Alright, this sounds annoying and loud, and I'm sorry, but this is tangled, for one thing. Alright, this is a lanyard full of random clippies, and you want to know what I use these for? These are for when I shoot small bore, and the small bore range doesn't have target clips, which has happened before, but my home small bore range doesn't, if they have clips, so I don't usually use those, but they're in here because there is a possibility that a range may not have small bore clips. Alright, so this looks like just a cloth, and I promise it isn't. This is the bag my suit came with, and it's very helpful on matches where you can't take your gear bag into the range. So what I like to do is I'll put my suit in here along with a bunch of the other small stuff, and I will usually tie my boot laces together and hang those around my neck. Carry the bag with all my other stuff in it and my stands. So usually I will end up like walking like this or something with boots hanging around my neck. It's weird, but it happened at the AMUs this year. So, alright, offhand stand. This is a necessity. You will need this. You will use this forever. Doesn't even matter how worn out the head looks. If the head is still there, you are still using it. So offhand stands, they can get real tall, they can be real short, they're good for standing and kneeling, depending on how you shoot kneeling. I have very long legs, so I like to have a stand while I'm in kneeling, because, again, I have long legs, so it makes more sense for me to have my pellets up here where it's easier to reach them. So yeah. An accessory to the offhand stand is the gun cradle. See, looks like a cradle is meant for your gun. So the gun will lay in these hooks. I like to put my supporting handle in front, and then my barrel. Actually, it's not even my barrel that sits here, it is the thing that holds my air tank in that sits there. Not even the tank, just the thing that holds the tank. So, something that usually gets paired with the offhand stand is the scope stand. This is the piece the scope attaches to. This is the part that actually stands it up. This is one of the 3 or 2 poles, depending on your brand of stand. I've seen a lot of different scope stands. I don't even know how many. But depending on the brand, your scope stand will look similar or different to this. Here are the other 2 poles. One of them has a ball on the top, so you know that that's the top. We can't add any more stand pieces there. Here's the actual scope itself. I keep it in its bag to keep it from getting scratched up or damaged. In order to attach it, you're going to use this piece called a shoe. I'm going to attach that piece to the little piece I took off the stand earlier. Here. You're going to take this. You're going to take this. You're going to put them together like that. This little lever here, you push it and it comes off. It took me a while to get the hang of that, believe it or not. But at that time, I was only able to practice once a week with the stand. Once I got my own, I learned it fairly quickly. Alright, so we're almost done with this main section. We have sling, prone, kneeling. You're not allowed to use slings in standing, but yeah. I like this sling. I have gone through several slings in my 2-year shooting career, and I really like this one the best. It doesn't stretch out as much, and it's not as slippery as like the nylon slings, which are usually only for sporter, but I did have to shoot with one in precision for a while. But the leather, some of the leather slings I've used stretched out too much. I'm not sure what this one's made out of. I think it's like synthetic leather or something. I don't know. But I use it, I try and mark where my sling teeth are supposed to go, but it doesn't always get in there. And sometimes I do have to adjust the holes. So that's a necessity for kneeling and prone. This is a necessity for kneeling, depending. I know someone who shoots without any kneeling roll, but only because their legs are really, really long compared to the rest of them. Mine's pretty full because I also have long legs, just not as long. And if it's too squishy, I'm going to cramp up for a long time. I keep my 22 bullets in here. I've taped them up so it can't spill out anywhere. But they stay in here because I can usually wedge them in somewhere so they're supported. I also have a water bottle and a Gatorade bottle on the off chance I'm either outside or it's a hot day and I have gone through my main water bottle because usually I carry a non-disposable water bottle around with me. Alright, so we're going to pack this up. This in. These in. So yeah, those are all the things in the main compartment of my bag. Most of the stuff in here is the stuff I use on a regular basis. So that's why it's in here. We're going to put these in there. That in a boot. Funny story. When I was probably about a year ago, I would like forget to pull out my timer or something when I was shooting, and one of the coaches discussed that with me. And so in a way to combat that and to make sure I remembered my timer, I'd stick my timer in my boots so that if I had not yet pulled it out, I would stick my foot in it and go, oh, that's my timer. I need that because I was always going to put on my boots. Always. It's even better than putting it in my jacket pocket because I don't always stick my hand in my pocket. Sometimes my button spoon falls out. There's stuff in my jacket pocket. My fine work bound wrench, which also works on my small bore gun. Got a nifty little handle, rounded tip. I actually don't like the rounded tip as much because it does strip my screws out sometimes if I get it in wrong. I've had to replace a screw or two because of that. Button spoon. Again, this sometimes falls out of my jacket pocket, so I don't always reach into my jacket pocket. Another pair of earbuds, earplugs, whatever. So yes, there's all that. Alright, now we're going to move on to a different pocket. This is a pocket filled with mostly spare stuff. So, except for this is my 22 box. So what's going to happen is I'll open it up and I will put my bullets in. Usually I will align them so they're all facing one direction, a direction that's easy for me to grab them with my hand while I'm shooting my 22, especially in standing. So there's this. I have a slight cleaning kit, but I mostly use it on the off chance I get a pellet stuck. Which doesn't happen as much anymore, but I still keep this in here because not only is it for me when I get a pellet stuck, it has saved someone else's gun at least once, so that's in there for that reason. I have a visor. I don't wear it very often, but it's good for like sunny days. Again, another Meyer item. It's good for sunny days or when there are bright lights. I have a headband. I'm not sure why this headband's in here, but it is. I probably put it in a while ago, maybe for sweat. I have a second blinder headband, and the reason I have this is so if I have to go to matches where I am only allowed to have so much blinder, it's in here, on here. We made it a Velcro blinder. This is the one that is a bit tight on my head, but it works. See, it looks like that. It works, does its job, but it's the tight one, so I don't wear it all the time. Somehow I still got stuck in my hair. I have a second support glove. This is the glove I use for kneeling and prone because it has this hard backer. I don't use this in standing because of the way I hold my hand in standing. It's better for me to have the grippy stuff up here in standing, but in prone and kneeling, this glove keeps my hand almost as stiff as possible, so I'm not cramping or overstretching my hand. It's just a better glove for those positions. And then I have a patch in here. I am not sure why, but I have a patch. I'm going to put these back in. Now we are moving on to a different pocket. I'm sure I'm sure you can hear, there are pellets in this pocket. I will talk about these pellets. Alright, to start off, I have a fine work accessories kit. It's got a few Allen wrenches. It's got a screwdriver. Got some risers. I think this is for the buttstock. A bunch of screws. Here's one of the Allen wrenches. Here's a really small one. You can see that now. What's in this one? Springs. Again, this is in here because I never know when I might need this for my air rifle. I prefer to keep a lot of things in my bag compared to my gun cases, even if they're only meant for air rifle, because you never know, A, if you're going to need them for your small bore, or if someone else will need them. And usually my bag is a lot closer and easier to access than my gun case. Another thing I have in here is a small snack and some ibuprofen in there as well, in case I get headaches or I'm just not feeling well. Alright, on to the pellets. This is full of trash pellets, pellets that have been deformed or got dropped. This is a good example of a deformed pellet. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty hard to see. My nails might be in the way. But that's one. That's what these are. These are practice only pellets if I use them for that. We have a surplus of these because for a long time we were shooting practice pellets. These sleeves are both my match pellets. They've been tested, they fit my gun the best out of any of the pellets we've tested. So we use those for matches to give me the best possible score. For cold months, I have some hot hands. These came in handy at the AMUs this January. That was fun. Very cold, but fun. I also have tissues. Tissues can be used for a lot of things. And now we only have one more pocket. We're gonna wrap this up. In we go. Okay, so basically The last pocket has my prone mat, it has my 22 glasses, and it has my backup support glove in case both of my others are out of commission or for some reason not in my bag at all. I'm not going to show those because my video's about to fill up, but thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Again, I'm so sorry that I spent 9 months in between 2 videos, but I'm back, and here we are. Please like, please subscribe. Have a good day, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that jazz.